All right, make sure I turn on all the audio. Then we're here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Yes, because it's a charity stream. I'm allowing children this time. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Mark Summers, Major Linux, one of your community play hosts. Today, we're not playing any video games. I know. Normally when I'm here, oh wait, I forgot to change colors. Oh, normally I don't on Saturdays because, Overwatch, Hue Lights, it's a great thing. It's amazing. But I'm going to turn on the straight purple right now because we're streaming some Twitch. Today I'm joined by two wonderful Extra Life community members because, again, it's community play. So I'm streaming with the community. I've got Zolaz89 in the building.
Ew.
I've also got, and because we can see him, I'm going to switch over. Futiles.
I mean, if you guys want to see that office, I'll turn this camera on.
I've got an office. And we should point out that the reason why you can see not just me, but all of my OBS is because the reason of today's stream.
That's right. We're doing some charity streaming 101. Y'all got questions, and boy, y'all had a lot of them.
Hey, they're out of business now. We can use Radio Shack's slogan. You've got questions, we've got answers.
I was getting there. You stepped all over it. You stepped all over my joke. I don't know.
I worked at Radio Shack for 2 years, so I got. As soon as you said you got questions, I almost just said we got answers.
I don't know how to feel about that. That hurts. Before we get into it, of course, I want to tell you all welcome to twitch.tv/extralife, the number 4 kids. Of course, if you have not heard of Extra Life, you've been living under a rock for the past 10, 11 years. Extra Life is a gaming-based charitable organization that's a part of the Children's Miracle Network, where we play games, raise awareness, and raise funds for our local CMN, that is Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Of course, if you'd like to sign up, you can go to extra-life.org/register. You can sign up. It takes a couple of minutes of your time. You can choose one of 170 hospitals over the U.S., Canada, and territories and begin raising funds for those communities. It is the dopest, the illest, the trillest thing you can be doing while playing video games. And of course, I am super duper biased about it. I am so biased. I am doing a stream about how to do streams for next week. As y'all can probably see, I got a new light. See, I'm buying new equipment for the stream. I got a new light for the stream. I got a new microphone. I'm trying to step my game up. How's everybody? So before we get into the question and answer, how are you all preparing for game day? Of course, game day is next Saturday. You've got less than a week. If you are not panicking, you are better than I. But yeah, how are you all getting ready for game day?
You talking to literally me and Zolaz?
Whoever wants to answer the question, Futiles, Zolaz, chat. I see Dave, I see Lucha, I see It's Snippy. Whoever wants to answer the question.
Man, I tell you what, I'm actually a little disappointed. I kind of wish game day was a week later. Because
it could be.
I got the Xbox Series X showing up on the Tuesday after game day, and I'm like, oh, I want to play. So the thing is,
so that's one thing. One tip. We're gonna open up the tips bag right now. I got a tip for you right now, Futiles. Game day does not have to be on November 7th. You can delay it a week if you want to play.
I already took the time off.
Or a month, like me.
So you took the cyberpunk approach.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
I already took the day off, so I'm actually thinking I might start Legion. I think I might start Legion that day.
Okay.
And then 2 days later switch over to the Xbox X.
The beautiful thing is, and again, shout out to Xbox, and I'm not sure if PlayStation is doing it for Legion, but at least with Xbox, I bought it for the Xbox One X. If I so choose to pick up a Series X, it automatically works. I'm really excited about that. But they're going back to like the one lesson number 1 here is, even though game day is on November 7th, you do not have to play on November 7th. There are people who are already done game days. There are people who are doing game days right now because they are big horror fans. So they're doing the 24 hours of horror. I don't know how
It's too spooky.
Just like health wise, like how can you, or unless you just don't get scared.
Well, it's lame horror. They're probably like they're doing 1980s horror.
Okay, so just campy stuff. Okay.
Yeah, I know a couple of big groups like the gaming community. The Dad is doing their official Extra Life stream the next Saturday.
Okay.
So,
but yeah, like I mean, again, doesn't have to be the Saturday. People have already done it. People are doing it now. People are doing it in the next couple of weeks. I know I'm doing mine on the 7th with between myself and another organization, Recollective. But then even with my Extra Life team, they're planning on doing theirs a little bit later on. So I'll probably stream even more. Just because
Twice.
I want y'all to see this sexy visage eating it everywhere you can.
The more major that I can get. I'm pulling the actual Cyberpunk. You're doing it a month later.
Oh, okay. But are you going to delay it again? Because now
are we delaying it to 2021?
Yeah,
maybe.
You think you're doing your stream in December,
exactly.
But you might not be.
We kept asking. You said yes, but all of a sudden the next day it's like no.
I didn't tweet that it's my last delay, so I should be okay. No, I'm going to be going the first week of December.
Okay.
I had to push things back for finishing school.
Awesome.
Always
is. I have like one thing of paperwork to finish.
Nice.
I'll be done.
I was invited to do a couple of hours on my hospital's official Twitch stream. So around the middle of my stream, around probably 5 p.m. Central Time, my wife and I are going to do a 2-hour rock band concert on the KU Med channel. We do a rock band concert every year, a couple of hours of rock band, and that usually is like what gets us the most traffic and when I get the best donations. So it's something that we just kind of did spur of the moment, 5 extra lives to go, and it's not going away. So
nice. It's Snippy in chat says that they're preparing with lots of caffeine and snacks and of course lots of games. Dave WX2CIB, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of letters and numbers there. It sounds like a television station call sign.
Like a ham radio license number.
My first one I haven't figured out yet. Well, you come to the right place. We're going to help you out. We're going to try to get you set up, ready to go from November 7th. I've done 2 24-hour events this year, planning to do a 12-hour on the 7th. Sage Voodoo says, or you can run fundraisers all year long. That is absolutely true.
Crush it. Again,
you don't have to do a full 24-hour. You can split that mug up, chop it up.
Pro tip, because everybody in here is on their 8th extra life or more, I think, as far as Zolaz, me, and Major.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Find some. One of my extra lifers just upgraded her internet, and so she and I are going to do something. We haven't decided what. From like 1 a.m. to 5 a.m., which is the hardest time of the stream. So we're gonna co-op something. We're gonna log in and co-op. It'll be on both of our streams because you need somebody.
Yeah,
that's my brother-in-law is 2 hours behind me, and so he always is the guy who logs in at like 1 a.m. and just kind of keeps me company in the chat until about 3, and it is a lifesaver.
Yeah, those people are the GOAT. Those people are the GOAT. The real MVPs, the unsung heroes of charity streams.
Yeah.
Again, like another thing, while you're doing the 24 hours, again, it's Snippy said lots of caffeine. Don't load up on caffeine. Don't do that. Mix it up with some water. Mix it up with some juice. You want to make sure you maintain you're maintaining your health. Take plenty of breaks.
Do as we say, not as we actually do.
Oh, no, because I like to say that I follow Guinness rules for 24-hour streaming, where they allow you to take a break every so often in order to allow you to have like that endurance run.
Right.
So you can get up, walk around, take a break, this overlay you see, look, it comes with a be right back. They wouldn't put that there if they weren't expecting you to walk away for a second, handle your business, then you can come back and continue gaming.
Healthy snacks. my game day snacks, I usually buy some grapes, get them washed and cleaned and ready to go, all off the stems, some nuts and a few things like that. Something that I can put in a bowl next to the chair where I'm gaming, where I can eat something, when I have the munchies, that's not just, chips.
Eat some actual food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like last year, I bought a whole bunch of
chicken.
chicken.
The bomb.
I bought a whole bunch of chicken. I bought spicy chicken for incentives that didn't pan out, but at least I had chicken. At least I had
All right,
chicken.
Leroy Jenkins.
All right, so let's see. Let's get into some questions here. Again, shout out to Futiles, who has his OBS up, so he's going to be our resident Vanna White, I guess. I don't know. It's going to show his settings because I would show mine, but mine is tuned for a partner because this is a partnered stream. So everything that I have is not going to pertain to the average Twitch streamer.
My settings are specifically set up to mimic your average everyday starting streamer. So it's going to be get you up, get you going, get you running. It'll probably hit 90-95% of streamers out there as far as what they're able to run, what they can run, and what they should run.
So, I mean, before we even get to the question, let's actually just even run through that. Let's run through your setup. Because again, that is one of the questions. I believe it's a little further down. What settings should I use in OBS or other services? Of course, we're looking at services like OBS Studio, Streamlabs OBS, XSplit, Twitch Studio now has one. I think when I wrote this in 2018, initially there may have even been more. Having been to a TwitchCon and everybody was trying to sell you on a streaming service. So
right off the bat, there's no right or wrong answer when it comes to what software to use. It's really personal preference. There's plenty of free ones. There's plenty of not free ones. You can do anything in all of them. Some of them are just easier than others, and it's really personal taste. I actually have a background in video engineering professionally. In fact, 8 years I've been doing IP television engineering, which Twitch and all other streaming services are just one caveat of the entire IPTV technology. So OBS being the free one, it was really easy for me to use because I understood what everything meant. Some people really like XSplit or some of the other ones. I'm going to show you an OBS, but the basics of how it works is going to be the same. You might just have to click a different window or a different button or a different tab. So in OBS and just vanilla OBS Studio, I'll show you how I got in here again. Right when you first open OBS, first time, you'll have a blank screen and you'll have this window. Settings tab. That's going to be where you want to start. And the three most important tabs for everybody is going to be the stream tab, the output tab, and the video tab. And we're going to go through them backwards. The video tab, this is what's going to set up this window and what you're seeing here. And the base canvas resolution is what you're starting with. That's what you're working in. And 1080p, the 1920 by 1080 is a really good base for everybody to work in because it's going to be the ratio and resolution that you're come to know with your game consoles, with your PC, and just television in general. So making your canvas 1080p is a good starting point for most people. However, what you need to send out to people does not need to be 1080p. In fact, 720p should be the max goal for anybody. And if you need to, dropping it down below 720p to get a nice, clean, smooth stream is possible because people are going to sit and watch a clean stream that's on a lower resolution and leave a higher resolution stream that constantly chops and blocks and macro blocks. So 1080p on your canvas, 720 on your output, 30 frames a second. That's a clean, watchable stream. People will stay with it all day long. And again, if you need to, bring the resolution output down, leaving your frames at the same. Next thing you want is output. And this is important. So the first thing you need to do before you stream anything is find out your speeds. Go to speedtest.net or any speed testing software site that you like, that you trust. Run a few speed tests and see what your upload is, because streaming is all about upload. I say now most people are probably 5 megabit or higher, but not everybody is. And that's important because you've got to be below that. So if your upload speed is 3 megabit, you obviously can't stream higher than 3 megabit. And in fact, you don't even want to be at 3 megabit. You want to be below it so that you have overhead for all the other devices in your house doing things. I will tell you that
it's not fun. It's not fun. Taking that whole pipe. I learned back in 2016 when my wife was pregnant that, when you do that, especially when you're using internet TV, like, you just stream all the stuff, all the things. Yeah. When, CNN cut out for her.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not fun.
Yep. Because you're choking the bandwidth. So right here in output, 2,500 kilobits. That is for 720p, 2,500 kilobits is perfect. And I can guarantee you it's perfect because I know it's an industry standard. If you are watching any type of IP television from a big provider, that's going to be around where it is, because that's going to give you about 1,900 kilobits for your video, about another 300 kilobits for your audio, and then a spare 300 kilobits for overhead. 2.5 megabits, 2,500 kilobits. You're going to be beautiful. H.264 encoding, audio bitrate of 160. That'll be magic. OBS can also record your streams, and you can even record and stream out simultaneously. And that's where this comes in here. And this is really just, where do you want your videos to store on your PC. This is like any other. Hit browse, find your location, set it to the same as your stream, and then when you record, it'll record. When you stream, it'll stream, and if you do both, it'll do both. Last is the stream tab. This is how you get to Twitch, to Facebook, to Mixer's not anymore. Facebook Gaming is what it is now. Any external site, including, as we'll talk about later, restreaming sites that will split your stream to YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and multiple other ones. There's two ways to do it in here. You can either use what's called a stream key, which you'll find on your Twitch dashboard or your YouTube channel. It'll all be somewhere in your dashboard for your channel. Or you can connect account, which will actually have you log in with your username and password. Personal preference, I use a stream key. I find that the actual quality of the video stays more consistent using the stream key than using my account login, but it's really kind of a preference. If you're ever doing any streaming for any official group, your hospital, the Extra Life channel, they're not going to let you use the login. You're going to have to use the stream key. So it's just, it honestly is just copy it from wherever you get it from and paste it right in there, and then it's good to go. So once you've got your settings done, just save them. Okay.
Also,
and that's it.
Before we go any further too, along with that stream key, do not share that key with anybody else. Unless you really need that stream key is about as important as your username and password. Yeah. Because if anybody has access to that key, that means that they can stream on your channel.
Right.
That's why it's all bitted out right there. Hidden. Because we don't want. I'm sure Futiles does not want you streaming on his channel.
Right. and even though it's a huge code, you could pause the video and so you can change if your stream code ever gets out. If anybody ever gets it, it's very easy to go in and change it. Just go to Twitch, go to YouTube, go to your channel. I think it's like refresh stream key or get new stream key. It's easy. But there's the hassle then of going through and anything that you're using to hit your stream key having to change. So don't give it out. Don't show it on stream. Think of it like a password, because it is. But yeah, it's long, but you can copy and paste it. So what'll happen is once you have all that done, I'm just going to make this real quick. Once you do all that, this is what you're going to have. When you get out of the settings and you get into OBS, this is the screen you're going to see. You're going to see nothing but OBS. We got some questions. Anything so far? Before we go any further, I wanted to make sure.
No, I think, look, Sage says they're a console gamer, and we're going to get to that in a second because, boy, last time I did this, there was no easy way to do this. Hey, times have changed. 2 years, the people are coming out and helping out console gamers in a big way, and we'll get to that in just a second.
So let's talk about what you need then. So that's obviously to stream. The easiest way to stream is using a PC or Mac or Linux or a computer of some kind, because you're going to have the most options, the most ability, and then using some type of software like an OBS or an XSplit to produce your stream. You're then going to need sources, and OBS and all of them are all about sources. And a source is, I'm going to go back over here so y'all can actually see me, since I'm using my hands to talk. A source is a camera, a microphone, a window in the computer, a game, a capture card, anything like that is a source. And so when you build your OBS stream, it's all through the sources. And so different things that can be a source are, your webcam, your capture card, different windows within the screen. So let's talk about some of those sources. Unless y'all want to do anything else first before I move on.
So, like, one thing I'm doing is, like, as you can see, I'm moving various elements of the screen around. Like, all these individual elements, like, again, my face cam here, the overlay. I should probably fix that. Let's pop that back in. And, of course, I still grabbed the overlay again because, of course I did. Like, this video source here, like, all of these are sources. They're individual sources. If you work with, like, Photoshop or GIMP, you could think of them as layers to an image. You can kind of lay them on top of each other to kind of produce the video that you want to stream out.
So I'm gonna switch real quick just so that y'all can kind of see. So this is my channel's normal setup, and this is just a clean stream, just the overlay and the webcams for when I'm doing painting. If I were to be using my PC to game, because I run a 2 PC setup, so I can explain that later.
Fancy. That
would be my PC coming into here. And if I was just doing games, I have another one for that. With this, I can go from here into something like this that has, donation links, my goal, my funds raised so far, the last handful of people who donated to me. And, all that is built up through the sources. So the first source you're going to need, obviously.
Before we go any further, because like you did something real quick, and it was very slick, and people may not know that this is a thing they can do. If you are streaming outside of Extra Life, if you have your own day-to-day stream, you don't have to tear down your day-to-day stream or add unnecessary scenes to OBS. What you can do is what he actually did was he switched profiles.
Well, actually, I have them scenes. I have them as scenes.
I mean, didn't you just switch the profile too? Because you have more scenes here than you did in the other one.
Yeah. You're talking about the collection. Yes.
I meant scene collection.
Yeah. Yes.
To where you can set up multiple scene collections to be able to still keep your normal everyday, hey, I'm just streaming, just to be streaming for my friends or whatever, or streaming for an audience. And hey, here's my X Life one that's specific for X Life that I'm only going to use on game day, and I probably won't use any other day.
And it's important to know that sources do not carry over from collection. So you'll have to rebuild all your source. But once you build a source the first time, it really becomes easy.
Yeah.
So that was, like what you're seeing here is me changing scenes within my scene collection, how it's jumping from one thing to the other. About to go live, I'm off air, I've got so that's jumping from scenes within the scene collection. This up here is changing scene collections entirely, and you can see that I've changed off entirely different scenes. I have the initial one that y'all were starting me with, and now I'm building a new one. Real quick, something I didn't talk about, and I don't know why OBS does this, but in in audio, sometimes when I create a new scene collection, all of my audio comes up as disabled. Sometimes the primary mic audio is my actual primary mic. You have two ways of doing this. You can either change your audio here to add your main microphone in and get an audio channel in, or you can add it as a source. I don't know that one is better than the other. I've played with it both ways.
I want to say it makes it cleaner, but adding it as a source would be, it's almost as like if you were to go back to the audio tab again, if you run out of those options.
Right.
Like if you have more audio sources, then they give you global audio devices.
Right, and that could be. That honestly could be. That's all I can think, because you can add all the same noise gates, you can add all the same filters. So we'll kind of go through all that. So the first two things you're going to need are video and audio when you're doing a stream. So you're going to, once you have your scene, over here in sources is where you're going to add everything. You'll just literally click the plus sign. And this is all the different types of sources you can add. Video, audio, display capture, game capture, window capture, browser, and we'll kind of talk about most of those. The first thing we'll do is we'll do a video capture device, because that's going to be like a webcam.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hit the wrong one. Wasn't looking, and my mouse went up. Video capture device. So when you add a video capture device, you can create new. And I'll walk through creating a new one, but I'm not going to. But I'm going to do a different one. Once you've created a video capture device or any source in any one of your scenes, it's available in all your other scenes. So my webcam from the first scene y'all were seeing is down here in my add existing, but I'm going to create a new one. This window is going to pop up, and there's going to be a drop down, and it's going to show you all the valid video capture inputs that your computer currently sees. I'm going to select my webcam that's not currently in use. And most times you can leave it to device default, but you can also come in and grab a custom bitrate. And because I want it big.
That's a resolution.
Yeah. I'm sorry, resolution, not bitrate. Custom resolution, set the resolution. And so that's one of my webcams. And so now I've added this in, and I can always go in and add a different video capture device if I want to. Add existing and grab that one. And now you'll see both of them. And I want to do this real quick to explain something. In the sources list, the higher it is in a source list is where it appears on the layer. So when you start building out your your OBS scene, where it is in the source list is what overlays each other. So right now, you can see me on my main camera because it's on top and it's taking up the whole screen. And if you notice, video camera 2 is still in there, but you can't see it. If I were to take that and move it up in my layer, all of a sudden you see it and not the other one. Move it back down. And that's going to be important for our next step. So I'm going to remove this one I'm going to add an audio. Also, your cameras, when you add any kind of video capture, if it has audio associated with it, it's going to show up over here in your audio mixer. So that's something to take into account if you've got multiple cameras going and a video capture card. You've got multiple ways that your audio that you may have to take into account. So if you've got 2 webcams and a microphone, you'll want to make sure that you're not taking audio in from all those extra sources. Mm-hmm. Just, only the ones that you want to get through to the stream have the audio turned on. I'm going to go ahead and add a mic. And I'm just going to grab my Blue Yeti from earlier. And there you can see that I've now got a microphone and it's picking up my audio, and I've got a webcam and it's not picking up any audio. And right there is the basics. I have enough that at this point I could stream, but it's a pretty lame stream and there's not really anything special about it. And I don't know that anybody's going to tune in just to see me talking.
I mean, there's over a dozen people doing that right now.
That is true. That is true.
Got him.
Well, it's not just me. They see my OBS too. It's the OBS. They came for the OBS. They stayed for the Futiles.
There you go.
The number one thing that everybody wants to know how to do is, how do I add an overlay? Like Marcus has that nice, super sweet Extra Life overlay that's completely wrapped in around the scene. We're going to add an image. So as an overlay is just an image file that we're going to add into the stream. We're going to add an image. We're going to name it something that makes sense to us, because remember, this source is going to be available on all of our other scenes. So we don't want 50 things called image. We want to make sure we know which image we're talking about. And then this is literally going to be find it on your computer. So key note, if you want an overlay, so Extra Life's website has overlays that are free for people to use. You have to download the overlay to your machine. Save it somewhere that makes sense to you, because you're going to need to go find it later. I will tell you that I have a Extra Life folder with all of my Extra Life images of different types. And so I'm going to grab one and I'm going to open it, and it's going to throw the overlay on there. And look at that. I now have an overlay. It's a little weird because, it's got me in there. To understand the overlays a little bit more, see this box here and this box here? Those are not white space or anything like that in an image. They're literally a lack of image. So these are cutouts in the image. So if you're making your own custom overlay, you want to make sure that in whatever art program, Paint or GIMP or whatever, you cut out void space for where you want anything in the background, your video capture, your camera to come through.
And these files are normally going to be PNG files. I can't remember what PNG stands for. If you were to create these and then export them in GIMP or Photoshop, don't export them as JPEGs, because that's not how that works.
And JPEG's a lot bigger than a PNG, so it's unnecessary resources. Be
nice.
Also,
yes, you can. You can use this overlay with Lightstream.
Yeah.
Does anybody have an account with Lightstream? Because again, you have to pay for it. I don't think I have an account
with
it.
I have not used Lightstream.
I think I signed up for Lightstream before it was paid. And so I don't know if I can still log in and try some stuff.
While you're going through that, I'm going to see if I can poke through and see if I can get access to it.
So I'm going to do something real quick. So I'm going to switch this back to device default, which is a much smaller image, because this is my webcam, and I'm going to put it down here in my webcam area. And so I want to point out something to you. You notice that when I bring it over here, anything that goes outside of your canvas is just thrown away. And it's showing you this is all wasted space. You can leave it like that. It's fine. This is stuff that's going to be sticking out into your video over here, which later as you overlay things may not matter, but you can always, just kind of come down and tweak out your video a little bit and make your webcam nice. And there's Futiles down in the bottom left. I'm going to teach you a pro tip. So when you're messing, once you get more than like 3 or 4 things in your overlay, notice that whatever I click on gets a red bar around it. And that shows you which item you're working on. And as you go to move things, you might accidentally grab and move the wrong thing. And that
I do it all the time.
So if you notice here on my overlay, I've got this little lock. If I hit the lock, cannot move it. So you know that your overlay is never moving. You know that it's locked into place. Once you put the overlay, lock it. Can't move it on the screen. I've got my capture card down, my video capture down where I want it. I know that it's not going to change. I'm going to go ahead and lock that. Because even as I move around and add other things in, it's never changing position. So that lock key, really, really nice. You can still move things position in the sources, in the layer, but not around on your canvas. Let's talk about this window. So this window is going to be one of likely 2 things. It's either going to be another video input device, video capture. So either a capture card. This is an external capture card. This is an Elgato HD60S capture card that supports HDMI in and HDMI out. It's a 1080p, no lag pass-through, so it has no onboard video encoder. All encoding is done by your machine, but that means that the video it's capturing on the card and the video my camera capture will be in sync, which is important later. And also what I'm playing on the television is lag-free since it's straight pass-through. This is a pretty nice, basic video capture card. It's like $180. They also make bigger, heavier versions of it. If you've got a full tower PC that you're going to be doing your streaming from, you can get internal cards that have even more robust features, but are limited in the fact that you can't just, take it and go and use it with a laptop or a portable machine or take it from one machine to the other. But you can get some pretty hefty cards internally. You'll need some type of capture card, or you'll need to capture the game or window. A lot of video games kind of identify themselves as games. And so you can actually go to game capture. And when you go to game capture and you add it, you'll actually find a list of applications. And if you had a game running, you should be able to find it and select it. Not everything works. Not everything works as well as it should be. So if it doesn't show up in game capture, then you can also do
I normally use display.
Display. That's what I was looking for. Display capture, where you literally, or window capture. That's what I was looking for. Display capture is literally going to grab an entire display,
which is what I'm doing right now.
Right. So you see, I've got my display. I'm just going to capture this one for a second because it's got nothing, And I can shrink it, and I can put it where I want it to be.
It's getting really reception-y.
I know.
And so in a display capture, obviously it's just everything on the display, which it will be your taskbar and everything. Here's where the overlay is fun. Notice it's currently at the top of my scene. Let's bring it down. Let's put it right there. Now I can stretch the image a little bit and notice my taskbar down at the bottom is gone. So if you're using a program that's not necessarily running full screen, you can hide content behind the overlay. If it's running full screen, then it won't be an issue. The other option is to do a window capture. And a window capture literally is just like it sounds like. You just grab which window you want, and it just grabs the window as it is, what appears within it. So, same thing. You can then put it wherever you want, put it in the overlay list so that, like right now, it's on top. There you go. Nice and Inception-y for Major Linux. And I'm going to drop it down. See? Now I've got Twitch within a Twitch within a Twitch.
This is blowing my mind, man.
So at this point, you would be ready to stream. You've got your webcam, you've got your microphone, you've got your overlay, you've got your actual content that you're ready to stream, your game is set up, and you're ready to go. At that point, you literally could just hit start streaming, and it's going to reach out to whichever source, whichever provider, content channel that you're using, Twitch, and it'll start your stream. It'll kick your stream off, your stream will go live, and everything that you have here will be in your window, and you're literally good to go. That is the basics of how do I get a stream going. Anybody disagree with that? Have anything to interject on top of it?
No, that's pretty much it. Yeah, like the big thing again to keep in mind is that bitrate. I posted a link in chat where Restream.io kind of explains like where your recommended bitrate setting should be for various types of resolutions and frame rates. Like to keep in mind, like I think it's 6,000. 6,000 is the most for Twitch. I think YouTube is unlimited. Back when Mixer was a thing, was 10,000. I'm not sure what Facebook's is, but yeah. Definitely check the link in check the link in the chat that I posted, and also I'll update the doc, which I will make available. Actually, well, it would make sense if I made it available now. And
I would say rather than focus on the high end of that,
get something that works.
Yeah. Get your stream up and running at 2.5 megabits or less. If you run speed test and your internet comes back at like 2.7 megabits. Go for 2 megabits. If your stream comes back at 5, if your speed test comes back at 5 megabits, 2.5. Just cap it. Because anything extra that you send that either Twitch doesn't use or the far end user doesn't use is just getting thrown away. So like if you're trying to encode 1080p as opposed to 720p, you're literally talking about 4 times the amount of information that you're trying to fit in that same bit rate that literally nobody sees. Mm-hmm. Because they're watching it on a tablet, they're watching it on a cell phone, and when they are watching it on a tablet or cell phone, they're looking at it inside a window inside Twitch so that they can see the chat bar and they can see all that other content. So trying to send 1080p is really kind of useless, at least starting off. Maybe your stream gets really popular and you become an affiliate, you become a partner, and people are watching you full screen. Yeah, upgrade it, but make it watchable first. Get it as content that people can sit and enjoy and get through the entire stream.
Yeah, that's essentially how I started streaming. My real start is we should not talk about how to do that, because it was heinous and a crime against humanity. But if you're going to start streaming for Extra Life, do exactly what we say here. It's like get yourself on the stream if you can. Definitely get your game. Try and get an overlay. Get the bare minimum to get what you need done, and then go from there. If you're able to bump some stuff up, bump up a little bit of quality, go for it there. But get something stable, something that people can see and something that won't cut out. Those are the three things you really need.
So we'll talk about Restream, because I think that's another thing that people, they don't really know. They don't know which channel is right for them. Twitch is kind of the big 800-pound gorilla. It's the one most people use.
Before we go any further, let's add a asterisk to this. If you are an affiliate,
well, I was going to say that.
Yeah, don't use this.
I was going to get into that. For people who are learning where their channel is, Restream is a great way to hit multiple channels at once. Because where I showed you how to set up a stream key and mine went to Twitch, you can select your stream key, go to Restream. You set up a Restream account. It's restream.io. Create an account, create a login. You can then link your Restream to every other streaming platform out there. There's a free service for Restream. The free service is pretty extensive. The biggest caveats are no custom channels, which that's not really going to be an issue for most people, and no duplicate platforms. Like, as a free streamer, I could not stream to my channel and the official Extra Life channel on Twitch simultaneously. If I were to get a paid Restream account, I could. So, again, for the average user, that's not going to be an issue. You're not going to need, custom RTMP channels, because you're probably not even going to know what that is, and you're not going to need to hit like 4 different Twitch channels simultaneously. But you go in here, you build it, you literally just add channel, you select the service you want. Each one kind of connects a little bit differently because it's all in how the platform, Twitch, Facebook, Periscope want to do it. I had more before those services went away because I was trying different things. But yeah, you can then tell it which ones to launch when you stream. And when you start your stream in OBS to Restream, any of the ones that you have toggled on in your Restream, and you don't have to have Restream open or anything. Once you've set up this in Restream, you never have to go back to it unless you want to. It will fire off every one of your services that you have set up here. Restream also has a chat app that will integrate all of your chats together and so if you are active on Facebook and on Twitch and you have viewers in both platforms and somebody posts a comment in Twitch, Restream can actually copy that comment to Facebook and vice versa and give you one single place to do a response chat. It's neat. It's a little bit advanced. It's pretty easy to get using. But, I mean, right now, there's really only 2 kind of big boys out. Well, 3. YouTube is still big. But, for the live, active, interactive content, it's pretty much Twitch and then Facebook. I did do Periscope for a little while. I don't recommend it because unless they've changed it, Periscope required using a phone. So I had to stream from OBS to Restream and then Restream handed off to my phone, as my phone is a secondary RTMP server, which then handed off to Periscope. It was very convoluted and weird for almost no gain.
Right.
So, but that's Restream. Restream is free. It's good. If you think that you're not sure where you want to stream on and you want to kind of test the waters, it's a great way. But as Major said, once you become an affiliate or a partner with anybody, they're going to want you only on their stream, and they definitely don't want any content you're sending to them going anywhere else simultaneously. So just know that if you ever become more than just the average streamer on the street, you're going to have to take into account that.
Any questions? I think the chat is delayed for me, so I'm not seeing questions all the time. Was there anything?
Nope.
No. Okay.
Right now is a good spot because we've kind of talked about the basics. Does anybody have any specific questions? Something that you see people do and you want to know how they do it.
Argos mentions that it's most of it's limited exclusivity, usually 24 hours. So yeah, That's one thing that I had to learn when posting VODs to YouTube. Now, granted, it's not like I got dinged for it because they weren't looking for me, but it's a thing to kind of keep in mind that if you were posting VODs to YouTube and stuff like that, you have to let it live on Twitch for 24 hours before you can put it anywhere else. It's not stopping you, however, from streaming on Twitch, stopping the Twitch stream, and then streaming somewhere else almost immediately. Like that doesn't change. You can do that to your heart's content, really.
If you end up being some sort of
ninja,
a ninja or affiliate or partner or something like that on any service, be sure you're reading your documentation, read your contract that you sign, the terms of service for each of those that you are.
And that's the one where I say, do as I say and not as I do, because
I was like, well, I got to read this. I'll figure it out. If you have any like weird questions like that, you should consult that first.
Yeah,
because that's what's going to get you in trouble if you're in that situation in the first place.
And that's a good thing that Argos is pointing out, that it's 24 hours from the start of the stream. So if you do a 4-hour stream, at the end of your stream, you've already done 4 hours of the exclusivity. So you only have to wait another 20 hours to post itself.
Yep. All right, so let's move on a little bit. I'm gonna get into some of these questions from the doc.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So we went over how do we set up and use the fancy alerts other streams are using. Well, we didn't get into the alerts specifically. Well, I guess we could. We could go into the alerts. We got the overlay set up, but how about the alerts? How do we put some alerts in here? Because I don't think we covered that specific source.
We have not. We have not. Now, personally, I'm a geek, and I've done a lot of this a little bit longer. I built my own. I'm going to go back to my other scene collection real quick, and here's my nice clean painting screen. I do painting on stream, and so this is my setup for when I'm painting, so you can see what I'm painting and you can see my beautiful face. And you notice it's nice and clean and it's got nothing on, because if you are ever invited somewhere to stream, they're not going to want your info. They're going to want their info. So they're going to want their donation page. They're going to want their content. But I'm going to put this up just for now. This is tools that I've built. So this is pulling from the Extra Life API, and it shows how much I've raised this year. It shows what my goal for the year is. And I've created a donation link. Real quick, I stole this from Major Linux. But there's a few other people who do it. It's about $13 a year. If you're an Extra Lifer and you're going to be an Extra Lifer for a while, a domain.
Oh, I was like, wait, what did we
buy a domain. Major and I have our own domains that we host. I'm Futiles.net. He's Major's house. But we've made a subdomain. Right. Well, I have a few also, but we both made a subdomain, el.futiles.net. And that, if you were to go in any web browser to el.futiles.net, you go directly to my Extra Life donation page. And so on January 1st, when I have to sign up again and I get a brand new donation page with that big, long URL, I immediately go and I copy that URL and I go to my domain and I redirect my subdomain to that new URL. You can do that on any domain registrar site, Daddy or any of the big ones. You can go there and buy a domain. A domain's $13 a year.
The one thing I will say about that as well, on your Extra Life fundraising page, you can customize that URL. So extralife.org/blah Zalas89 is mine.
Right.
What I do then is use a bit.ly or any other URL shortener on that, so that I can track all that from year to year to year, instead of paying $13. So there are two different things you could do. People
don't like the bit.lys, because you don't know what it's going to redirect you to until you've clicked on it, or at least hovered over it.
Sure. Yeah.
Having an actual domain, neither one is wrong. Neither one is wrong. Just understand that one of the guys we know who Extra Life, his Extra Life domain is Moser FTK, Moser for the kids. That's a pretty straightforward domain name. You know what it is. You know where it's going to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's not suspicious to anybody.
Right.
Most people aren't concerned with tiny URL or with Bitly, but some people are.
Exactly.
But the nice thing is that if you do that, if you grab a domain, a Bitly or a private domain, you can then have stuff made. Like you don't have to change your stream every year. But I also have pins that I've had made. I've had business cards that I have made for when I go to conventions and I hand out to people. And I've used the same stuff for 3 years now because I haven't had to update anything. So, well worth the time. Once again, neither one is wrong. Just kind of understand the caveats.
Exactly.
One's cost, one is more generic, but they both work.
Yep. And you can customize the Bitly URLs at the end, so it's somewhat better. But yeah, there's it's like when we suggest what games people play for these things. It's realize that sometimes you're going to limit somebody in some way for some reason, whatever it may be.
Just like picking OBS or XSplit. There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. There's just a whole bunch of answers.
Just for me, the only reason why I did it is because I got this domain. There's a cool thing I can do, and I just did it. It had nothing to do with any of this.
Yeah, and I can now do that because I just bought a domain that I will use for my personal stuff, so I will have both.
The same thing. My Futiles.net has been mine for years, and so that's just, and then over here, this is the list of the last 6 donations I've received, and these 2 tools are ones that I built myself. So I went in, I built a PHP page. I am digging into the API JSON file that Extra Life and Donor Drive provide out to everybody. Everybody's Extra Life page has an API behind it. It's a slight change to the URL, and it's literally all your information about everything you've raised that year broken down into an API. And if you know how to read APIs, you can do cool things with it. Other things like this here, all my headers, these are just text files. So let's click back over, because when you start customizing your stream, you're going to want to have something in it. So let's say we want to put a donation link. These are going to be text files, like not the link, but just like it's not going to be a link because it's not clickable. But if you want the URL, so we'll call it URL because we want to make it simple. And this is literally just type it in. So we're going to call it and you can then change, this is where you can kind of come in, set your font size, set what's in there.
I think before we go any further on this, I think what we were trying to get at was setting up the alerts like, hey, somebody sent you a donation.
So I don't have mine are probably not great for that, only because I don't have the active donations. I'll show you how mine work. Well,
because we want to keep it as basic as possible. So with Extra Life, we actually use Streamlabs, which would be the one I'd recommend.
Okay.
So what I can do here, let me see if I can.
Let you take over.
Yeah. All right. So as you can see here, here's mine. Or here, this is the one for Extra Life. So, I mean, if you were to take that link, it would do nothing for you other than, you would see Extra Life's alert donations. What I'm going to do here, though, I'm going to grab. So I'm going to hop my browser in for a second.
So you're using the Streamlabs?
Yes. So I use Streamlabs.
I also use Streamlabs.
That's not what I want.
It's
go to the
It's
dashboard.
good that Futiles kind of started talking about using the API and everything. All these services do use the API.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all just how they get to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Anybody's personal tool that they made, because I'm not the only person, they're using the API.
Yeah.
Right.
Streamlabs is using the API. Anybody who's getting that extra life data is just pulling. So one of the things you will have to know is you're going to need to know your participant ID, which is very easy to find. It's that 6-digit number in your URL.
So yeah, so let's go. So let's continue on with that. So what you want to do is like once you're in Streamlabs, as you can see, I pulled up the alert box. So you can see you've got all this stuff here. I'm gonna click this little box here. It's going to demonstrate what it does. So if I were to, which I gotta move this over so we can see it. If I click test follow, you'll see how the alert shows up. And of course, if I hit like the test X Life donation, that shows up. In order for that to work, you need to go into your settings. No, where is it? They change it. I swear they move it every time.
It's dashboard integrations or something.
Dashboard. Yeah, I remember that now. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Yeah. All right, integrations. There are tabs here. So what you want to do is you want to come down. So you can use there are two different spots in Streamlabs that you can use. You can use the Extra Life section, which is what I use.
Yeah.
And as you can see, I have my participant ID that I would get from, and of course, I'm going to use my short link to get to my page. As you can see, you got this very, very long URL that ends with the participant ID. What you do is you copy that, bring that over here, and save settings. You want to make sure that your alerts are enabled for that. But there is another one. So you can actually come down here to charity streaming. And here there are a lot of them you can choose from. But of course, I've got Extra Life set up here. Same thing, I've got the participant ID in there, but I disabled the alerts for this one because what's going to happen is if you have both of them enabled, you will get 2 alerts. And it is infuriating sometimes. Because, it's infuriating for you, the streamer, but imagine if you're the person who's donating and you think you got charged twice.
Yeah.
I've had to reassure people watching the stream, no, it only went through once. I broke the alert. It's fine. I only got 1 donation. Thank you for that 1 donation. Not to be salty about it, but it's like, yes, you only donated once. Don't go check your bank statement. It's only 1 donation.
Yeah.
So once you get that all set up, you get all your alerts set up. What you want to do is you want to copy this URL, this widget URL. And I'm going to bring up, let me disable or you know what? We've been doing Inception all day. So we're going to Inception it. So what you want to do is I'm going to disable this one. I'm going to bring up one. I'm going to open up a new one, choose a browser source. I'm going to call this one test so that I know to remove it. And it's the same thing where I want to take this URL, copy it, paste it right here. Click OK, and it goes away. It goes invisible because, again, like a PNG, it has an invisible background. Now what's going to happen, I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to move all this out of the way. And what we're going to see here is when I click the donation, you'll see the alert show up. So
now, because it's invisible, where should it be on your source list?
It could be at the top. It's
very,
very top.
Please put it at the top over everything so you will see it as soon as something comes in. If you don't, it'll be hidden behind your camera or your gameplay feed, and you won't know. You'll hear sound.
And the best way to find invisible things is if you click on the source.
Yeah.
So you see that there's a red box here, but there's nothing in it. That's how you know that's where the alert is, and you can just move the invisible box. Again, if I were to click it again, I clicked the wrong button. But again, it shows the alert right here. But yeah. So that's how you add the alert, the browser alerts in there. Let's see here.
Yeah, the Streamlabs alerts, they let you set the sound to GIF, image, message, a whole bunch of other stuff.
Oh yeah, I definitely didn't.
We're not going to really go over here, probably, but you can change all of that. We can show it, but
Where do you
come in here? You can set your image. So yeah, GIFs are the best in here. That way, it's like a small little looping video. I think Extra Life does have a few of them.
There are a couple on the media kit, I believe.
So I believe you've got the confetti, 2 different fireworks, you got hearts. So of course, I've added some weird ones, like me doing my little truffle shuffle. Here's another one from EOU that someone I thought was funny, and I did too.
So where do you make the changes? Like, is it in Twitch, or is you have to go to?
So you go to Streamlabs. So you go to Streamlabs. Okay. You go down to your alert box.
So you have to have a Streamlabs account to use the Streamlabs.
No, it's Twitch. It signs in via the streaming platform you're using.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
So like for me, it would be Twitch, but like there's YouTube, Facebook. Mm-hmm. Let's see, I can log out so we can. So yeah, when you log in, you want to log in through Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. I guess you could still log in through Mixer. I don't know how, but sure. Periscope, Picardo, or PayPal. But yeah, just choose the platform that you're working with.
Hey, real quick, log in with your PayPal. Let's see how that works.
Let's not do that.
We can test that independently. Just me and you, Major. I'll let you stream.
Yeah, still no. So let's see. Yeah. So that's how you can get like all the nice little bots. Of course, there's the Stream Elements. I'm not sure if anybody here has a Stream Elements account. I know
I had one and used it for a year, and I had that 1 year that I used it. It was broken for the whole week prior to Extra Life, and it didn't actually work.
Yeah, like Stream Elements is currently down. There are a lot of people in the Discord who are having some issues, saying that that the alerts aren't working. None of the Extra Life stuff is working. They're currently investigating it, which of course, I mean, it's almost par for the course now, where there is a big Extra Life outage with a platform prior to game day for some reason or another. So,
because of course there is.
Yeah. So looking forward to our annual DDoS. Which, by the way, if you haven't already, if you were signed up for Extra Life and have not done so already, if you have a Facebook account, I do recommend setting up Facebook Fundraising, because that is the best alternative to the DDoS stuff. That was one thing we learned last year. Is like, hey, if you got Facebook, just point people to your Facebook. I know it sucks, but it's better than nothing.
You will get people donating on Facebook.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have donated otherwise. I've seen it. I've got the past couple of years too.
Yeah, I've gotten quite a few hits with Facebook that I did not expect.
Yeah.
Yes, as Be Nice or Else is saying, yeah, he does, and it's broken right now. So, unfortunately, hopefully we'll get it set up. The next question. We're gonna learn more about browser sources. Well, not really. We don't have to learn more about browser sources, but if you were looking for an awesome tracker bar, now there are plenty that the community made, but Donor Drive, that make the people who run the Extra Life site, actually created a dope one. That's just given to you. Well, I would say for free, but all this is pretty much free at this point. They kind of provided one for you to use on your streams without having to use a third party. So the way you can get access to that little tracker bar is if you go to your participant page. I don't know, donation page. I don't know what the word is. Just bear with me for a second. You scroll down to settings, and you scroll down to add a graphic overlay to your stream. What you want to do is you want to copy that, just like your alert. Bring this back over. We're going to add another browser source. We're going to call this graphic overlay, because that's what they called it. You're going to paste this in, and voila. So as you can see, it works, but it looks weird. So one of the things I had to kind of go do is change the resolution. Now the easiest way to do that is to kind of match your canvas resolution in your streaming platform. So by just typing in 1920 by 1080, it stretches out the bar, or No, I definitely typed in a resolution that was... No, that's it. Wait, did I type it in wrong? Why is it stretched out way... Oh, because I made it big before I did this. That's why.
Oh, that's very Inception-y there. Oh, good lord.
So yeah, so what you do is you make the browser source the resolution of your canvas, and then you can just move it wherever you want, like at the top or the bottom, kind of snap into place. For me, I've kind of dialed it in a little bit more to where the browser source's resolution is about the same resolution as the bar itself. But that's me having to eyeball it a little bit and trying to get it right. So that's how you can get a track bar. Of course, there are a lot of options from the community where they've
most of the community stuff is going to be pinned in one or more different channels on the Actual Life Discord.
Which, by the way, hey, if you're not in it,
get in there. Say hi.
Wait, there has to be a Discord command. There is. So yeah, get in there. That's where you can always get help all the time.
If you ask a streaming question, it'll probably be me or Major answering it.
That's why we're here. Another thing while I'm also here, as you can see, my Twitch page or my Twitch channel is embedded on my page.
Mm-hmm.
Another way you can do that is if you were to come down to, so again, same thing, go to your page, click on settings. Now this is actually a lot easier than it was when I first set it up. So good on Donor Drop for making this easier.
Yeah.
You come down here, you check this add a stream to your page, choose a service. Oh, they even remove Mixer. Oh, wait a second. So people have been talking about they couldn't add YouTube. YouTube is here the entire time.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm about to tell on somebody.
I mean, I just use Twitch, but yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, we've had people say, well, what if I use YouTube?
Stop.
Well,
look at the options, please.
Mind. Yeah, it's like right there. I didn't know because it used to only be Twitch.
Yeah.
So this is the first time I've seen this. But yeah. So you choose.
You can only have one selected though, right? Because
right.
I want to
only have one selected. But I mean, it's still like a thing of if you want to switch, just come into your page and switch it.
Right.
So you choose your service. You type in your username. And there should, save changes. And it should pop up here. Again, you got your nice little chat window. You've got not chat, video window. You got your chat over here. So people can watch and interact with your stream while sitting on your donation page.
Yeah, so one of the things I like to suggest to people, I know we haven't really delved into it yet, but console streamers. If you want to stream on a console and don't want to pay for light stream, which we'll kind of discuss a little bit later, share this page instead.
Yeah.
Because then you've got all your donation stuff right there. You got a ticker at the bottom that you can look at. Got your chat. They can donate straight from there and see all the stuff they need to see that you want them to see.
Like, you got your story here.
Yep.
You can check out your donations. Again, definitely want to shout out Warrior James from last night. Not here to plug my donation page, but again, shout out to Warrior James last night.
Wow.
As you can see. Yeah.
Wowie.
Yeah. I gotta make that big again. So yeah, like this is there's a lot of good resources here. Of course, like you got more resources if you're looking for how to explain Extra Life. There's an instruction manual apparently. Did not know that was a thing. Should really go to the site more.
The resource tab was kind of in flux when they were redoing the community site. Because that's where all that stuff used to live, right?
Okay. I see nice PDFs and stuff. Links to how to connect with Extra Life. You can send and compose messages. You can check your donations that were received. Team information, all that stuff is on this page. Like, again, like this page is going to help you out a lot. Yep. Let's see here. What else am I looking at? Chatbots. That's a thing. Setting up a chatbot. I'm going to
pay attention because I need to do that. Setting
up a chatbot is going to be a lot. Of course, you can choose from bots like Nightbot, MooBot, Muxy, Streamlabs, CloudBot. There are some locally run bots. I use Streamlabs Chatbot. Used to be AnkBot. I will always call it AnkBot because, sure, I use Streamlabs, but I don't like Streamlabs. One thing you can use bots for are to send reminders in chat about donating or about joining Extra Life. As you can see, like in our Twitch channel, we've got MooBot. Yeah, we have MooBot that does a reminder every so often. Hey, you want to learn about Extra Life? You want to learn about Tori? You want to join our Discord? But also there are commands that you can set too. To where, like, when I wanted to share the Discord link, I can just do ! Discord and it pops it up. It's good for a moderation tool as well because, again, even though you are doing something out of the kindness of your own heart, been doing this for 10 years, there are some terrible people
still
out
the
there.
internet.
Yeah, the internet is still the internet. So, before, bots were the only thing that you could use to moderate chat if you did not have moderators yourself. Luckily, Twitch does have some built-in moderation tools, and definitely I recommend that you point yourself through those settings too. Especially for game day, I'd say go through there and lock as much of that up.
Yep. One of the things you can do is
restrict this, especially during this.
During your stream, you can also watch it with mod view, which makes it a lot easier to do that stuff kind of on the fly. I learned that if you put it in mod view, if you're a mod of the channel, obviously your channel, you would be able to do that. It gives you the ability to click on people and ban them, time them out, do whatever they need to do, issue warnings. It catches any messages that might hit your filters, and you can conditionally approve them if they do fit and aren't garbage.
I was just in that mod view, but I can't figure out how to get into it.
It's always a little button that I never remember.
Yeah, it was there and now it's not.
I'm gonna switch over to my stream channel and I should be able to hit it, I think.
Okay, I was able to pop into it through another setting, but
next to the chat settings in chat, there's a sword that says mod view. Click that.
Okay. I'll have to go back. So this is what mod view looks like. Yeah. So as you can see, there's a lot of information. You can sit there and see what other mods are doing. If words got called an auto mod, you can still watch chat, see who's watching the stream, change all your mod settings.
Yep.
It's a very, very powerful tool.
All that stuff is basically one click away.
Yep.
Which is good.
Let's see here. There we go. Crap. There we go. So let's see here. We've got a question that was kind of snuck in. How often should you talk about Extra Life on your stream? I never know how often to mention it. I tend to do once an hour for about 10 minutes, but never know the sweet spot of time. The thing is, for me, I always talk about Extra Life based on when my mod mentions it. So I'll technically have it set up for every 10 minutes or so. And that's not a bad, it's not a bad thing. Knowing that you are streaming for Extra Life on game day, your stream is literally about Extra Life. If you are not talking about Extra Life, then I don't know what else to tell you. It should be expected at that point.
Real quick, because we did not talk about this. Put Extra Life in your title.
Yeah.
Of your stream
category.
Well, yeah, because Twitch will actually on game day will cycle through streamers, especially in the down hours, and anybody who has that Extra Life in the category might get hit. They might throw you on one of the pages.
So yeah.
And sometimes people are just looking for Extra Life streamers.
Yep.
But yeah, setting those bot timers up. Okay, fine. No, we're not looking at my emails. We don't need to know what IFTTT wants. Yeah, like, well, I mean, speaking of automation, yeah, like just having the bot set up for automation like every 10 minutes or so. Again, because you are streaming for Extra Life, if you know, if someone comes to your channel and it says Extra Life and you're talking about Extra Life, then I mean, again, like, what did they expect? Like, it's that one time where, yeah, like plugging it incessantly is not going to be a bad thing, because it's what you're here for. Of course, we went over OBS settings. Can you use overlays if streaming from a console? Yes, you can.
Absolutely.
Yes, Lightstream is the go-to solution for that. I'm gonna put the link in chat for that, but of course, it is also in that Google Doc I shared. They give you instructions on how to do it. It's not advanced, but it's still a thing of like, you may need to change DNS settings in order to get that to work.
So how much does Lightstream cost?
That's a good question. I'm not sure why my wife is telling me to come eat when she knows I'm streaming right now.
I want to say under $10 a month.
Okay.
So let's see here. Powerful cloud-based live streaming made easy. No downloads, no technical wizardry. Let's see here. I'm going to click it. Start streaming. I guess it would help if y'all saw this too, right?
No.
Oh, $8 a month.
Yeah.
All right. So
not unreasonable, but
unreasonable.
Also, this is where I was trying to actually do the 7-day trial, but the website broke on me. So this is about as far as I ever got. But yeah, $8 a month. It's a 7-day free trial. So like, if you can get the website to work,
it would take you 2 years of Lightstream to equate to buying a capture card. Because if you went out right now and bought a capture card, you're going to spend $180 on a decent capture card. So that's 22 and a half months.
And that's still, and even then too, that still depends on whether or not you have a computer that can even do any of this.
Right. So, that's true. So let's talk about that for a second, because that's probably the next big caveat when people want to stream. You know, they're the 2 PC versus the 1 PC setup. You can stream with not a gaming PC. Like, you know, people kind of get their mindset of, you know, gaming PC for gaming, and that's true. You know, a gaming PC is going to be a really great machine and you can stream with that. But if you're a console gamer or a tabletop gamer or a D&D player, or like I do my painting and stuff, you don't need a gaming PC to stream. You need processor and RAM to stream. That's what you need to do a stream. A laptop will work. An all-in-one little desktop. Right now, I'm using a micro PC as my production machine because it's a 9th gen i7 with 16 gigs of 3200 RAM and a solid-state hard drive. So it's a powerhouse when it comes to processing. Can't play any games on it, but you know, I do a 2 PC setup. So if you're going to be like a console streamer, a decent laptop, like a couple $100, $300-$400 laptop, can be a streaming machine as a production machine. And you would just need a USB capture card. So, but if that's not an option, then yeah, Lightstream, like they're talking about, is definitely a path to go.
Mm-hmm.
I have not used it, so I can't really talk to how easy it is. I would assume that it's probably point and click, pretty simple.
It used to be a lot easier when they were partnering with Mixer because it was built right into Xbox's Mixer app.
Right.
Gotcha.
And I think they were testing this weird DNS thing with PlayStation and Twitch. But yeah, right when Microsoft shut down Mixer, they're like, we're going to roll this out to everybody, I guess, now because, yeah, Mixer's gone.
Because that whole thing.
Because we got a product that needs to recoup.
I'm curious to actually try that out, but yeah, I need to get the website to work first.
Mm-hmm. Kind of related, this next question is pretty good. without using a capture card, you can try to link your PS4, Xbox One through their native streaming to PC apps, like remote play and game streaming from Xbox.
Yeah, I would demonstrate that, but I've not hooked those up on this new install. So, but yeah, so Xbox, they have like the Xbox app you can use, and you can use like the Windows capture or the display capture that Futiles demonstrated, and it's the same thing with the remote play for PlayStation. Unfortunately, there's no Switch equivalent.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see if I have.
Well,
I'm trying to see if I have remote play turned on this.
So yeah, this is the X. Wait, is this is the Xbox or the Game Pass app? It says Game Pass up top, so I'm not sure. Like it's.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I'm in
there's
the
two
Game
different.
Pass
There's like two different ones. It's really weird. Like, I don't know. Let's see. While we're trying to get that demonstrated, So one of the things there are caveats to doing that. They will add a degree of latency, so be aware of that. Also, and this was a big thing back in the day, people were streaming to YouTube and then capturing the YouTube stream in OBS to then stream that out to Twitch. Don't do that. Just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't. No. Havoc, thank you for that host. It was also a mixer. It sucked when everyone got it. But yeah, don't do the I'm gonna stream to the YouTube app and then watch and then stream the YouTube stream on. Don't just know. At that point, look, it's fine. You don't have to. You don't have to. Streaming is not a requirement for Extra Life.
I must have the console turned off in the other room.
Let's see. How do you stream from mobile games to IRL? I had to go back and look at this one. For iOS, it's easy. Download the Twitch app, and you can actually do a display. You can do a display or screen recording using iOS's built-in screen recording features and stream that out to Twitch. Android, I could have sworn it was easy. It's not. I don't really. The Streamlabs app says that you can stream Android games using their app, but I could not figure that out. I just recently got a Pixel 4a last week, so it could just be the fact that I've not used an Android in 3 years and I just don't know how to use Android. But
I'll mess with that. I'll mess with that tomorrow. I'll learn it. I'll learn how to do it tomorrow.
But yeah, Streamlabs says that you can capture that footage on an Android device and stream it to Twitch that way. And that's for both iOS and Android. But again, Twitch has it built in natively. So if you're streaming iOS games, you can do that. Also because again, being using iOS for 3 years, I know all the ins and outs of that. You can actually capture footage from your iPhone or your iPad into a capture card and stream it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like I think I dabbled with that when Lineage 2 Revolutions came out. So I was actually streaming that from my phone on the regular. And I was having some fun with that. And I believe there is a way to do that with Android, but again, having only messed with it for a week, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. Windows Phone was awesome at that because Windows you could actually do phone companion, and it just your Windows Phone showed up in your Windows PC.
Oh yeah. I will also maybe look into an app called Visor. That might be able to help you out with that. I'm not sure if that required root on Android to get it to work, but there are plenty of like remote desktop apps for Android.
If it's Android, if it's castable, like because some apps are castable, so you can throw them up on the TV. Chrome has Chromecast built into it.
Really?
So you can always, you can cast to Chromecast to Chrome, and Chrome on your PC, you can capture the window, and there are lots of ways to accomplish it.
If you can write up those instructions and put that in that doc, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, because not everything is castable. It just all depends. Like,
right.
So many apps are, so many apps aren't, and it's hit or miss.
And streaming mobile, I do not recommend. What I did for my first Extra Life was using painter's tape to tape my phone to a tripod, and then just captured the TV and me via that for 24 hours. Don't do that. You can, but you shouldn't.
Yeah, like just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Yeah, I did it, and I would never do that again.
Next question: can I implement Discord chat into a stream?
We got a question from the actual chat.
Hi. My setup is literally just my console, me, and my phone. Can I manage the Lightstream stuff with a laptop? Yes, because it's all browser based.
Yeah, Lightstream
once you set up once you set up the DNS stuff on your console, and are able to stream that out, because I think it's like you set up the DNS and you stream via the like PlayStation or Xbox's Twitch app. Lightstream will intercept it, and then from there on your laptop, you can kind of point all these sources you need and layer them up in a browser.
Well,
that will stream that out to Twitch.
Yeah, so you would use your phone to access the Lightstream browser.
He was like, you could use a laptop, so.
No, he's saying he doesn't have one. It's literally just console, him, and phone.
Oh, without a laptop. I'm sorry. So I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm pretty sure like it works the same with a phone. Just drag and drop. Do the thing.
Yeah, it is going to be the limitation that any website has that's not built for a touch interface.
Yeah.
Using a touch interface, but no, it's something that you can absolutely do. You just you're probably used to your phone and how your phone reacts to your touch. So
yeah. Once you set it up, you should be able to not really need to manage it all that often, too, which is nice.
Next question: can I implement Discord chat into a stream? You can. It can be fairly difficult to do. Actually, no, it's a little bit simpler. Well, no. I'm gonna take it back. It's not.
How many people is really what's going to determine how easy it is.
There's that issue, but also it's the issue of figuring out how to get the audio output to be captured in OBS. Simplest way.
Are you talking about a voice chat, or are you talking about like an actual text chat?
So this covers both. This covers both. Voice chat, which again, what I assume people would really want, the thing that does work. The easiest option for me, which may not be easy at all, is using something like Voicemeeter, and pointing the audio output to a channel in Voicemeeter, and having Voicemeeter mix all that audio together between your mic, your game, and your voice chat.
Yeah.
There's a way to do it within Windows, because Windows, since I wrote this document, Windows has added multiple channel support. So you can kind of point it in different directions, but it's like you have to point it at devices you aren't actively using, so that way you won't double up on audio.
Yep.
It is a thing that you can do. I do recommend checking out the Frugal Streamer. He has very in-depth tutorials on how to use Voicemeeter. Voicemeeter
I did it.
Huh?
I did it through just audio capture. I went in. I set that to be the only thing basically going to my desktop audio, and
that's what I was saying. Is like if you're using a channel in OBS that isn't being used anywhere else.
Yeah.
Because like you don't want just like random Windows notifications to show up, or you have some other app that creates a whole bunch of noise.
Right. Absolutely. I thought Discord had built it in. I thought it had baked it in recently with the streamer mode.
So what streamer mode does is it stops notifications from Discord playing. If you're looking for text chat, that is not a thing that really works. You can set it up though to where if you were playing a game and somebody were to ping you while playing a game, it will show you those notifications. It's like if you're playing game Overwatch with 4 of your buds, and the 5th will say, "Hey, I'm here now. Can you toss me an invite?" You can see that like in your game, but it does not show up on stream. There's no way to really display Discord text chat on a stream, or at least not
Window
through Discord.
capture.
There might. Well, okay.
Window capture.
All right. Well, fine. Windows capture. That's a thing.
I mean, that's what that's what I would use. Like right away, it's a window. It's a window. Just capture the window.
He's so fancy. I keep forgetting.
Fancy. It's literally baked into the software.
I keep forgetting Windows capture is a thing. Let's see. We've already covered auto mod. Again, like I said, go into your mod settings, especially for today or for your stream. Turn all that on. Just turn it on. If it's too strict, look, we're trying to keep it PG today. But also, like, if you know your audience at that point too, like you can kind of tweak it. But if this is your first time streaming, I recommend just turn that all on. Just to cut out the foolishness of the internet. We went over streaming over multiple platforms. So how to engage viewers enough to encourage donations without seeming pushy. Again, it's extra life. Be pushy.
Yeah.
Just
it's
be
well,
pushy.
I mean,
oh crap.
What do we do? Did we
This
lose Major?
balloon?
I just saw it on stream and good lord.
The balloon. Yeah, he's at the balloon. So I will tell you, one of the nice things about mod 2 is depending on what you're playing and what you're doing, you might get some people in your stream that you aren't necessarily used to. And that can cause issues. At one point in time, I was streaming. I don't know if anybody remembers, but like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 game, there was some lack of understanding as to what platform it was going to come out for, and people had gotten it in their head that it wasn't coming out for Xbox. It didn't come out on physical media for Xbox, and I don't know why, but it came out digital. I picked it up and started playing it day one because I'm fully digital on the Xbox, and I ended up with like 1,500 people in my stream because I was streaming Spider-Man on the Xbox, and it, as far as GameStop had told everybody, it wasn't coming out to Xbox, which led to a lot of people chatting in my stream in ways that maybe I didn't want them chatting. So definitely better to mod ahead of time.
Yeah.
Yep. If you're gonna have any sort of language, you can make sure you put that mature filter on your channel,
which I do. Again, like I will stream here, and again, like it took me all the restraint in the world not to say many expletives when that balloon showed up. But my personal channel, that would have been a whole different story.
I can imagine that personal channel too. I've been there.
Not sure what's going on here.
Just messing with you. Keep going.
He's doing stuff.
All right.
Engaging viewers.
He engaged this one.
Yeah.
I'm just mixing my paints. My paints need mixing.
All right.
It's okay to seem a little pushy when you're asking for donations. If you're passionate about it, you gotta get that to come out.
Always the Extra Life.
Yeah, if you're gonna mention it once an hour, it's like, hey, donate to Extra Life, and that's it. Nobody's gonna donate. That's just how it's gonna be. You also want to come up with some reason for them to get interested in donating. What is your why? Why are you here? Why are you watching us help you stream for the first time for Extra Life? What got you to sign up? Why do you think fundraising for kids is important? If you lead with stories like that, it's not pushy. It's you telling a story and getting people engaged to give you money for that.
And not give you money, give the hospital money.
True.
It's for the kids.
Yep. That's all I think it's.
Like another thing too, like we have a question. What incentives and milestones have worked best for you? That's another thing to get people to donate. Say, hey, I've got these things. Like, I got this cool thing or this terrible thing that I will do if you donate. If I hit this, certain level. I am a person who does not do donation. I mean, who doesn't do incentives because
I try to.
I actually like to not inconvenience myself if at all possible.
The only one that ever worked was making myself juggle for an hour during game day.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't.
That was the only one.
I've got spicy things going because am a madman.
Yeah, I tried the spicy chicken from last year were incentives but it didn't work out. I had a whole bunch of chicken from Buffalo Wild Wings.
There you go.
And they kept for a bit, but at least I had chicken for a while.
I've got this chip expensive. And I've got these gummy bears for this year. Multiple gummy bears, which is a bad idea.
Yeah, so like there are always edible things. There's like spicy things.
The one thing I like to tell people when they're looking for ideas is, what would you want? If you were going to donate, what would you want?
Yeah. And
do you want to pay to watch somebody eat one of these 9 million Scoville unit gummy bears? Like, okay. But if you don't, what do you want?
Right.
Would you want a sticker?
Let's make Zola shave that head.
Oh, man. That's a lot of money there. I hope you got it. Got that.
Yeah, like for me, like I don't want, like I just want to donate, so I just donate. I know, like for me, I'm always at somebody's stream and I donate, and they're like, "Oh no, he donated $25. That means I got to do a thing." Like, what do you want to do? I was like, nothing. Just keep playing a video game, dude. I just wanted to donate. Just keep it moving. Keep it moving.
I mean, it would be the one thing I would ask, and you'd be like, "No, it's okay." And I'm like, "All right, thanks. Let's go."
Yeah.
My friend's donation incentives is one of my favorites. She has two different thresholds. I think it's 5 and 10. She will do a rant on a ridiculously unimportant topic. And for $5, she picks the topic. And for $10, you pick the topic. It can be anything. And she will do a large Facebook rant about it. Like, write it up. And so I donated $10, and I picked the topic of the difference in titling of Philip K. Dick novels between book and movie. And she did a great rant on it. She did a lot of research. So that's one that I've particularly liked.
That's pretty good.
It works to her skill set, and
Got two good comments from the chat about incentives. Something to make games harder is fun. Playing with the controller upside down, blindfolded, backseat driving, that kind of thing. Yeah, and also make sure you're doing stuff within terms of service.
Or terms of your life.
That too.
Yeah,
terms of service, terms of life.
Because Twitch has a rule about abuse, right? Like, because I remember when Xerox Socks did that century egg, he had to have somebody on the stream to kill the stream, because basically you can't make yourself vomit on stream. Like if you do, so like if he had vomited on stream, it would have been a penalty against him.
Yeah, like I mean, again, if you were streaming on your, so here's another thing too. We have a lot of people with questions like, so what are the rules for streaming? If you're on your own personal channel, you can do whatever you want. Like,
no, that was a Twitch thing. That was a Twitch thing. Like in the Twitch.
No, what I'm saying is, I'm setting up something.
Okay, gotcha.
On your personal channel, you can do whatever you want as long as it's within Twitch's terms of service, which means you can play whatever you want. You can do whatever. So essentially, like you can, like nothing is stopping you from drinking on stream. Is what I'm saying. However, you cannot. One thing against Twitch's terms of service is you cannot drink for a donation. Right. So yeah, like if you say, I'll take a shot for every donation. No, you will not do that. That is against Twitch's terms of service. Let's see. It was one thing. Going back to making games harder. Actually, somebody suggested to me that I should change the language.
Ooh.
Change the actual language of the game.
That's pretty good.
That depends on the game you're playing. If you're playing a Japanese visual novel, impressive. If you're playing, Grand Theft Auto,
well, I mean, if it's a game you haven't played before. Like if I wanted to play like Witcher,
that would certainly be funny.
If I wanted to play The Witcher in Czech, is Czech a language?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, if I want or if I wanted, I forgot they're Polish.
The original Polish.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, they're Polish, not Czech. What's it? American Truck Simulator. I think they're Czech. If I wanted to play The Witcher 3 in Polish, then yeah, like that. What am I doing here? Mm-hmm. As long as you remember how to change it back. And see, that's big brain. That's big brain.
For changing somebody's iPhone to a different language and they don't know how to get it back. You just laugh at them for an hour.
Yeah,
love it.
So there are plenty of there's plenty of donation incentives. Again, one of the biggest things that I can remind people, actually I've got a few, is one, if you were looking for a lot of good ideas, the Discord. Actual Life's Discord is like the best place. The best place.
That's like 90% of all talk is what should we do.
Yeah.
And pictures of pets now. Everybody's got their pet picture, so that's nice.
Yeah, I think the Discord is going through a major refresh. Friday, I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday, yep.
Yeah, they went through a major refresh yesterday. It was up and popping. I could barely keep up, and I'm a mod on that server, so I was like, "Whoa, y'all talking a lot." So it's a big resource, huge resource. If you're having any issues with any of the donor drive stuff, that's where you can find the developers. Like again, that was a huge resource on game day last year when the site went down. Being able to talk back and forth with the devs, figuring out what was going on. Be nice.
Yes.
Be nice.
There were some
very nasty people last year. Very nasty people last year. Kind of made me not want to stream myself because like, okay, y'all just being me. But we got through it.
Yeah,
I spent most of the time actually laughing at that point too, because like, okay, we just told y'all. And shout out to the other mods that are in there as well. Shout out to the CMN staff. They do they're going through some reshuffling and stuff like that. And again, because of COVID, just people are in places where they probably weren't planning on being.
Yep.
So again, yeah, like Sage Voodoo said, be kind, please. You should go 365. 24/7, 365. Be kind, but specifically on game day, please.
Yes.
Know this too. If this is your first time streaming, no, you are not going to pull ninja numbers. Please, like I'm gonna be honest.
Tied to that, one of my biggest things about streaming for Extra Life is don't expect anybody to donate, but be excited when people do.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Because I've been doing this 9 years, I still have yet to break like 7 people at a time watching me ever, and I'm still excited for everybody that shows up to chat with me, to watch me, to donate to me. Constant level of excitement.
Like these viewers, these numbers that you're seeing, if you watch that number of viewers, those are people. Bots don't show up as viewers. Just so you know, bots don't show up as viewers. So if you see that number go above 0, if you see 1, 2 people, those are people who are actively watching you. Be genuinely excited and happy. It doesn't matter how many you averaged before you started. And again, this is for people who are starting out. Be genuinely excited that there are people who are watching. I get people who tell me, well, I couldn't do Extra Life this year. Like, no, look, we're talking about Extra Life right now. This is doing Extra Life. If you are streaming for Extra Life, you are talking about Extra Life. If you're asking for the donations, you are doing Extra Life. You are doing the work. Be happy, be proud about that. I posted in one of the channels about a month ago showing my donation totals when I first started back in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had maybe 1 to 2 people donate in those first 4 or 5 years. I wasn't breaking $50. So it's going to be hard going coming into this. Not everybody's going to be a Ninja, Dr. Lupo, DJ Knight, Cup of Noodle. Like, no, you're not going to be that big overnight. Just take it easy. The biggest thing that you need to remember is you're doing this to help kids.
Mm-hmm.
Have fun doing that. You're playing games. You're trying to help kids. That's good enough. Nobody in that server is going to look at you with a weird side. Man, you ain't bringing no money? Like, nobody's doing that. And if they are, let me know. Let a mod know.
We'll take care of that problem.
Yeah, we'll take care of that.
Because it is what that is, a problem.
Yeah.
They won't be in the channel anymore.
Yeah. We're all there to help each other.
Exactly. So, yeah, like, if you've got someone who is being actively discouraging on any platforms, like, man, you ain't raising up, like, nah, let me know. Let me know. We're here to help each other. Exactly. It says, I've had a fundraiser active on my channel for 2 months and raised $25 every little bit. Exactly.
$1 is enough.
It doesn't matter if it's 1 or 100. Doesn't matter.
Yep.
Every little bit helps. It's
every
one
two
more
gamers
dollar.
Raise $200.
Huh?
Every 2 gamers raises $200.
Yeah, so it's like, again, it doesn't matter. That's $1 that the hospital didn't have before.
Yep. That's taking the load off of somebody else.
Yes. So, again, go out there, have fun, be kind. And yeah, like if you run into, look, somebody giving you smoke, you let me know. You let me know. I handle it. Look, sometimes it's hard being a mod in these streets sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, ladies, gentlemen, we got 6 minutes left. Is there anything else? Anything that we have not covered? Actually, let me make sure I got everything in that doc.
I think we did. I think we hit everything. I want to know what your number 1 tip would be for game day. Not streaming, just 1 tip. 1 thing to tell somebody.
Have fun.
We already said that.
Fun.
You can't say it again.
You need another one.
But you said number 1. That's number 1.
But we already said it.
Number 1 that isn't that one.
All right, Semper Ubi Sub Ubi.
Really?
All right, we gotta kick this guy, right?
Yep.
Always wear underwear.
Honestly, be comfortable.
Yes.
Now, granted, like we're all going to be at home for the most part. I know there are people who are still planning in-person events. I wish they wouldn't, but you know, hey, I can't stop them. For the most part, everybody's going to be at home, so it's going to be real easy to be comfortable. Like if I was going to our usual event this year, like I'd show up like in sweats. I got sandals that I put on.
There you go.
Like I'm being comfortable, like not comfortable where I'm gonna fall asleep, but at least like, you know, jeans can be kind of restrictive at times. So you know, put on something comfortable. Just feel good because you're going to be in it for the long haul.
Yeah, you're there for 24 hours or less, but you're there for a while.
Have a plan. You don't need to be one of these people that's like at 7 o'clock I'm playing this game and at 8 o'clock I'm playing that game. I mean, like, how am I going to get food? You know, is somebody else in the house who's going to make sure that I eat on time? You know, do I have everything that I need to get to and from places? You know, have a plan. Know what you're going to eat. Know what you're going to drink. You know, maybe have an idea of what you're going to play. Like, I'm going to play some RPGs. Or, you know.
One thing that is relevant to our stream today is test.
Yes.
Yep.
Test.
Tomorrow is a great day to try all the stuff we've taught you. Make sure that, because if it doesn't work, you can be in the Discord channel and you can @ Major, or you can @ Zolaz, or you can @ me, and we'll answer a question. But if you
instead of adding us directly, just type it in streaming tips and tricks. We'll get to it.
Yeah.
But if nobody sees it, but here's the thing: if you wait until Saturday next week to at somebody, you're not getting an answer.
Happen.
I'm just telling you right now.
No, I'll take it. No, I would say it's not going to happen, but knowing me, I will be answering
Somebody
questions
will be there.
still.
Yeah.
I'll be in the middle of a stream like, hold on, I got to answer this question in Discord real quick. All right.
Yeah.
But no lie.
Your response time. Yeah. Your response time might be limited.
Yeah.
There's that. And you might have a more terse answer than perhaps you had wanted.
Yeah.
Don't go back to the being kind.
Definitely don't
be kind on game day if we need it.
Yeah.
If you're looking for verbosity, that would be tomorrow.
One recommendation is make sure you tag Novus alone. tag Novus home. He loves it. He loves it. I mean,
I just have my Discord set to tag him even in channels he's not in.
Beautiful.
I mean, yeah. Hold on.
But
make sure I write this note.
I mean, just when it comes to the testing, literally an hour before we started the stream, Major and I and Zolaz were in here making sure we had all of our stuff up and running and ready to work for tonight. And we know how all of it works, and we were testing. So, and there was a couple of reboots on somebody's machine.
Yep.
I'm not going to throw shade.
Yep.
I'm not going to call out anybody.
No, go ahead, because I was testing a new microphone and it didn't want to work until just recently, and I realized it was still not where I wanted to be. So yeah, hey, I'm learning my new tech. Of course, hey, you looking for a microphone? The Elgato Wave 3 is here. Of course, I got this ring light. So yeah, again, testing is a real thing. I've got equipment here that I will be testing all this week. So yeah.
Oh.
Update
your games. Update your games.
Yeah.
You anything that you think you might play this weekend, boot it up this week. Boot it up today, tomorrow, maybe even Friday. Because the one thing you don't want to have is like, all right, everybody, it's time to play Call of Duty, and you have a 75 gig update.
And then you realize you don't have the hard drive space anymore.
Yeah. Right. But I mean, and you realize you're rocking the 30 megabit download. So, boot up your games. Make sure you have all your updates downloaded.
Yep.
Because one, nobody wants to watch a stream where you're updating. That's boring. And two, it's no fun for you.
Yeah. No, you're annoyed.
Yep.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, just comfortable, make sure you got a plan.
Have fun.
Have fun, yeah.
We said it again, but we're here to have fun and raise money for the kids.
Yes.
If you're doing that, you're doing it.
That's the important bit.
That should be a given.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much. It is 9 p.m. I'm going to wrap it up. Again, like I said, my wife just texted me to come eat about half an hour ago, and it smells delicious. So I'm going to stuff my face in whatever it is. I am excited. It's awesome. Thank you. I'm glad that it helped. Again, the Discord is where I'm going to put the link to the document that I created. I'm going to try to get, after dinner, I'm going to try to get this video edited, uploaded, so that I can go ahead and share this video on that channel as well for people to kind of go through and, poke around and try to suss through whatever we were talking about. Pics where it didn't happen. Oh, I'll post the pics. Where am I going to post them, though? I'll tweet them. I'll put them on Instagram.
Instagram.
I love Instagram. But on behalf of Zolaz89, on behalf of Futiles, thank you all for tuning in to my TED Talk. No, I'm sorry. Charity Streaming 101.
Thank you for inviting us. We are glad to share any expertise
thank you for
that we may or may not have.
It's good to have people who are in video production, and also I'm talking to the people at the powers that be. Zolaz, you need to be a mod. I'm just saying.
I could ask to be a mod, and then it would be.
I'm working on that. Like,
Zologs, but not Futiles. What's up, man?
I don't see Futiles in that Discord all the time.
That's the thing.
I don't know.
No, that's. I will be honest with you. My time comes and goes. I'll go and I'll be in there every day for a month, and then I literally won't ping in for a month. So
that sounds about right.
But thank you, gentlemen, for joining me this evening. I really do appreciate it.
Of course.
Again,
for those.
Sorry.
The one thing I will say, I am an overnighter, so I work 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. But if you are also somebody who finds yourself in a situation where you do have a question, you want something answered, if you ping me in the Discord, I will likely see it at 2 or 3 in the morning and respond.
Yeah, you hear? So now, ping him. Yeah. If you ping me,
if you ping me at 2 or 3 in the afternoon, I'll get back to you at 2 or 3 in the morning.
Okay, I'm just saying that. Hey, just ask a question and somebody will answer.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like, my whole thing is like trying not to ping somebody directly because
I'm absolutely with you. But if you've got something that's urgent to you overnight and nobody else is there, I may not be looking in the chat, but I will look if it alerts me that somebody mentioned me.
Yeah, normally I'm watching 2 up until about 2 or 3 in the morning, depending on the day.
Yep.
But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in. Really do appreciate it. Of course, you guys could have been anywhere in the world watching any stream world. You could have been streaming yourself, but no, you wanted to learn, get that big brain knowledge from us. Thank you so much. And we hope that you have an amazing game day. Thank you all so much and see y'all Saturday. Peace out.
Good night.
Bye.